Black people need to protect themselves. We as black people need to learn how to protect ourselves in certain places, in certain environments. Hell, there are even certain places and environments that we need to just avoid altogether. And I know that sometimes that might sound like fear mongering, but it's really not. There is no fear mongering when it comes to being black and just understanding your environment so that way you don't get hurt. Right now, we just had the Nolan Wells situation. I know a lot of us as black people have, or at least we should be. If you're not doing your research on what's going on out here, you should, because at the end of the day, it could be you. Or it could be somebody that you love. And majority of the time, we be acting like we don't want to care until it affects us. So it's time to care. If you do not know about what happened to Nolan Wells, a young black man who went on a boat trip with his friends and then did not come back. And then by the time that they went to look for him and everybody did a search party, he was dead in the Mississippi River. In Mississippi. We know about Mississippi. And so once again, this is me talking about our environments, because, and I'm going to be talking more about the Nolan Wells situation, by the way, when I get a chance to. But the reason why I wanted to specifically come on to do this video regarding us as black people is because this is not the only situation. Of course, it does benefit our brothers and sisters and their families to put attention on a specific situation so that way we can, say their names and know their names. But this is us as a whole. This is not the only thing that has happened in these past few days. And so when I was looking at the Nolan Wells situation, about recommendations on YouTube, I started getting a bunch of other stuff too. There was a girl that recently went to it, a black young lady that recently went to a sleepover and did not come back. So this is happening to us everywhere. We are being hung on trees. We are going places with certain white people thinking that they're our friends and they ain't. Going places and feeling like, we're so in with all of these white folks. It is time for us to start questioning environments and for us to start questioning where the fuck we're at. If you know Mississippi, you know damn well that was one of the first plantations. So that already should put lion and lioness energy on you as a black man or woman, knowing your environment. You need to know certain places that don't fuck with you. Hell, majority of America does not fuck with you. That's not woe is me, victimhood, and all this other stuff that they be trying to put on us. That's us knowing, not because I'm not crying about it, baby. I'm not crying to be in your fucking presence as a white person. I'm really not. I don't give a fuck if I'm in your life or not. And that's what we need to start doing, is letting these motherfuckers know I don't care if I'm in your environment or not. You do not help my life. So there's no reason for me to care about being in your proximity, for me to care about being in your areas and in your, majority of the time we say things like, oh, I want to, I want to live the white picket fence life, and I want to basically live in white spaces and be accepted by white spaces. Be accepted by spaces that are filled with people that don't look like me. Why? When you are going to get the same stank face as your ancestors did, you're going to get the same shade that your ancestors did, and if they are discreet enough, you'll get the same death that our ancestors did. That's how serious this is. This is not nothing to play with or to sugarcoat. If we are not careful with where we are at and understanding who we are around, we are putting ourselves in enormous amounts of danger. There's way too many of us ended up dead just because we're hanging around the wrong crowds. You have to learn these things regardless of where the hell you're at, regardless of what college PhD and all these things that you think that you need. You need to learn life smarts and survival skills before you learn anything from that damn college, because the college isn't going to give you that. The college doesn't know you as a black person. It doesn't know your struggles. It doesn't know your traumas. It doesn't know the way that you think. It doesn't know the way that you process information. It doesn't have that much time to give a fuck about you, especially if you're black. It does not. This system was not set around our expectations, and it wasn't set around our desires. So for us to think that things are revolving around us as black people is foolish. Things are not revolving around us, which means we have to revolve around ourselves. It's that easy. You know? It's easy to go within. It's not hard. I understand that there are aspects of it that can be uncomfortable, but it in itself is not hard once you at least dive deep into it. Now, it takes patience and it takes some time, but to start, it's not hard. If there are parts of your discernment that have been cut off, then you need to go look at why. If there are if there are parts of your intuition and parts of your instincts that you can't connect to, that means that there is some level of brainwash that you still have. And if you have that and you go out into certain environments naive, thinking that people are all lovey-dovey regardless of their color and we are all one and all of this bullshit nonsense that is not true and will never be true. We have never been one. In a scientific sense, yes. In a literal sense, no. Because we don't think the same. A lot of people do not think like you as a black person. Hell, a lot of us as black people don't think alike. So somebody that can't even understand your struggles with you simply having your hair and skin, and they don't even want to come close to understanding that struggle. Whenever you bring up the struggle, they have something to say. Whenever you talk about, oh, well, this is my experience as a black person. Oh, well, now all of a sudden I'm a victim because of the fact that I literally just opened up my fucking mouth. But you, Becky, can talk about anything that you want to talk about. As soon as I bring up one struggle, you're going to have a problem with what I'm saying. You were never a real friend. You were never supposed to be around me in the beginning. This is the attitude that we have to have. It's time to stop being scared of being a bitch, looking racist and you know, all of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you think that I'm racist as a as a black person for protecting myself and for having discernment and for being able to see, you are not the person that I need to associate myself with, because you can fucking get me killed because of the people that you associate with. Because if you do not know a person's family background and the people that they have to associate with, the people that they live around, the people that they grew up with, and if they still have a relationship strong enough with these people to not give a damn about you at the end of the day, because majority of these people are going to choose themselves first, regardless of if they like you even a little bit. Oh, well, I like this black person, but not more than I like my own people. A lot of them think like that, and we don't even think like that. And this is a lot of what keeps us under. Is not thinking with the mindsets that we used to think with. Not keeping ourselves safe from these people because we have a fear of looking racist, or we have a fear of looking non-inclusive, or whatever the hell people want to. I don't give a damn really what they want to call it. I honestly don't give a fuck. Because you're not going to get me killed. You're not going to get me hurt just because you want to be my friend. I rarely even befriend people these days because I low-key don't trust anybody. But befriending a white person, very, very, very slim. You cannot just befriend every fucking body. You can't. You have to be able to test people. Because trust and believe, they're testing you. With every little thing that's coming out your mouth, they're looking at you like, oh, how good do they speak? Are they going to wear their hair like this all the time? This is what people are thinking about you while you're over here thinking that the pretty little white girl is your friend all the time. She's not always your friend, boo. That, that the jock or whatever is your friend. And honestly, like I said, if there's anybody who's looking at this and this is offending you, you don't need to be here. I do not coddle feelings. I have said this before. You can exit stage left, right, wherever the hell it is that you want to go, but please just exit. But anywho, there's a lot going on right now. We are being killed by the dozens because, and I'm not blaming us at the end of the day, because these are genuine, sweet, young men and women. It wasn't their fault, that they just wanted to make friends. I mean, they weren't raised racist. They're in primarily white settings. I mean, damn, it's like they grew up there, and that's something that we need to talk about too. raising our children in primarily white settings because we want to fit in. You are putting your child in danger because you want to fit in with a group. You're putting your child in danger because you want them to go to an all-white college, and so that way they're never going to fit into that college. It does not matter what they do. They're not going to fit into that college. And if that college accepted them, it's probably because they had to. And I hate to say it like that, but you hear what they say. Oh, well, they probably just made the position because we have to put a black person in a position. They say it with such a tired, like they don't even want us there. And so I'm not blaming us once again, but what I'm saying is, what are we going to do to stop this from happening to a certain extent? Because it unfortunately is going to still happen, but what can we do so that way we can lessen the numbers? So that way you as an individual could at least make sure that it's not your family, you know? Because it starts with, like, we can't save the whole world. So we can at least start with our own bloodlines. Start with the people that you're around. Spread the word to your friends. Okay? Let people know. Oh, sis, you over there in Alabama, it's racist over there. Spread the word. Let people know where they at. If you are living in a place that's racist, you should know. Because if you don't, and then something ends up happening, then that's just it. If you don't know your environment, and you are around a bunch of people that don't mess with you, they have the lead. Because they already know that they don't mess with you, which means they can plot. And then when they see that you're just this gullible little black man or woman, young man or woman, even girl or boy, I hate to say, but this is how serious it gets. We can't be gullible, and we cannot allow our children to be gullible around these people. Because these people are very vicious, very crude, very evil. Am I saying that it's all white people? No. Am I saying that we should treat it like it's all white people until they prove us otherwise? Kinda. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to protect ourselves. And majority of white people have already shown that you are not a safe space for black people. You were never our safe space. You will never be. Ever be our safe space, ever. The only people that can say that they are true safe space for people, and it's a very, very rare amount, are the people who open up their mouths and speak up for us. That's it. You are the only people that can say that you're a safe space, because you're actually out here doing the work. And I see the people that are doing the work. Let me go ahead and say that. Shout out to the people really of all different races that are doing the work. But like I just said, rare amount. It is not a lot. Know your environment before you travel, too. Because these are kids and young men and women that did not have any choice. They grew up in those environments. So if you're going to travel to a certain environment, you also need to know what you're doing. If you are working in a primarily white environment, if you are going to a college or school that is a primarily white environment, you need to move like the lion and the lioness, regardless of how people feel about you. If that means that you need to be more of an introvert that sits back and observes people, regardless of how they look at you, then that's what you need to do for your protection. If you are going out in the world and you see that there's not a lot of black people, just know that there's probably going to be an energy that sends you off. Now, I'm not saying that this always has to happen. I'm not saying that every single place that you go to is going to be like this. I'm just saying, prepare yourself, just in case it is. These days, even if you are in certain settings and people attempt to be your friend, right? Or they try to be your friend, there can be an agenda behind that. And so this is why in one of my recent videos, I talked about being too nice, thinking that everybody is your friend all the time when they're not. It's good to observe those people too, because we even got black people that's working for the ops, and I know that you've seen videos about that too, that you've seen information about that too. Black people that is working for the ops. It's so sick. it was a video about this this man. I'm so sorry I forgot his name. Well, actually, I'm really not sorry that I forgot his name because of the type of person that he is. But, you know, just information's sake. He was with a white woman. Him and his white woman got together and brutally abused his son, not her son. That's working for the ops. Because you did it for her. The man had no signs of being crazy. No signs of, you know, anything. It was just him and his son. Then the moment that you get with this white woman, you just turn batshit crazy, demon crazy. You cannot be around the wrong people. You cannot be around areas that do not want you there. And primarily white areas are the areas that don't want you there majority of the time. Regardless of who wants to disagree with me, you can go look around. Like, are you blind? Can you not see the things that happen every fucking day? But see, here's the problem too. Majority of white people are narcissistic. Majority of white people don't ever want to own up to their shit, and they probably never will own up to their shit, and that's the problem that we have right now today. So we cannot expect them to do that. We cannot expect that from them. We just have to worry about us and move a certain way. Fuck what they talking about and fuck they narcissistic ways. Let them be. But let them be at a distance so you can remain protected. That is basically all that I had to say, because this shit is really getting, like, it's irking me so bad, because I keep seeing certain situations that we don't have to be in if we just stay away from the wrong people. And if we observe and we tap into our eye, not this. If we as women tap into our womb wisdom along with our instinct, men tap into their instinct and their wits, we can protect ourselves, at least in numbers, from people who mean us harm and ain't never meant us no good from the motherfucking beginning. These majority of these people do not mean you any good. They don't want you to excel. They don't want you to grow. They want to use you. And they want to hurt you. And they want to hurt your children. These are wicked ass fucking people. Until they prove that they're not. Once they do that, and hell, that's probably going to take a lot of time. You don't know how much time that's going to take, but you can't let friendships and relationships and all these things build quickly with people like this. You keep them at certain distances until they start proving to you that they even need to fucking be around you, because why do you need access to me? That's the question. As a black person, knowing everything that I'm going through and how pissed off I am at a bunch of shit that's going on, why should I let you into my life? So you could piss me off more? So you can say some shit that I don't like, so you can deflect everything that I try to talk to you about, and you think that I'm fucking just a stupid black person that ain't gonna see what your ass is doing up under my nose? It ain't even fucking worth it. But anyway, I love y'all. Stay safe out here. Protect yourselves, please. Protect yourselves. Observe. My people, please. Protect yourselves and observe. Open up that eye, the unseen eye. Open that shit up no matter where the hell it is that you're going, because that is the key to your protection. Y'all stay safe out here. I love you.